What's up, everyone? Have you heard about Adventist University of the Philippines? Well, let's get to know my school with me and Yaro right now. Hello again, everyone. Dulce Vicente here, your postgraduate medical intern, as well as a graduate of Adventist University of the Philippines, batch Hirang 2020. Today, we will be talking about my school, Adventist University of the Philippines College of Medicine, with Yaro Caracas. He is a year level 2 medical student serving the MSC as an MSC Treasurer. During his first year, he is an active student as well as an associate editor of The Healer's Voice, and he's a very talented guy. He's one of the members of the AUP COM choir, and he sings as one of the bass voices. So, without further ado, let's all welcome Yaro Caracas. Hi,
Hello.
Yaro.
Hello, Ate Delcy.
How are you?
Okay, thanks for having me.
For everyone's information, Yaro is not an Adventist. So it's really interesting for me to know why of all the medical schools here in the Philippines, kasi sobrang daming medical schools dito, right? Why did Yaro choose AUP College of Medicine? So alamin natin yan. Yaro, bakit AUP COM yung pinili mong med school?
That's a really good question, Ate. Kasi I've been getting that question a lot, especially from my friends. Kasi tinanong nila if Adventist ako and nagulat sila na hindi daw ako Adventist.
Yes.
Well, honestly, kasi nung around the time 2018, I just finished my pre-med. And I just recently passed the boards then. And that was the time where I was discerning on which med school I should go. So my first option was to head to Manila kasi there are lots of medical schools here.
Yes, that's true.
And which made the hunt particularly a bit more harder kasi I really had no idea which school I want to enroll in.
Okay.
And honestly, AUP COM was not part of my options at that time.
Okay. So
Kasi I haven't heard of the school pa during that time kasi.
okay.
But during a fortunate accident, I call it that kasi all the schools na binala kong applyan, fortunately, na saraduhan ako sa application. Like, tapos, nung time, when I was about to submit my requirements, it turns out, nag-close na sila lahat kasi maaga pa sila nag-close from the application. And I call that a fortunate accident kasi at the time, I really had no idea. I was running out of options. And then, my father told me, apparently, we should visit my cousin. Kasi my cousin is currently a dentistry student here in AUPCOM.
Oh, okay. What's the name of your cousin?
Eka.
Yeah. So si Eka pala ang nag-endorse ng AUPCOM sa'yo.
Yeah, kasi she also mentioned na parang may bago tong college nag-open sa AUP Medicine. So we decided to check it out. So to see for ourselves, nag-visit kami doon. We really went to AUP mismo just to see the campus, just to check the building and stuff. It was,
and what was your first impression?
When I first entered the campus, I was really namangha. Kasi,
di nga.
Parang pagpasok ko sa gates, nagulat ako, bakit sobrang laki? And then pagpasok ko, I was really surprised kasi okay, wow, it's para siyang compound na super laki. It's apparently 100 hectares. Tapos nagulat ako kasi everywhere I looked, there were trees, there were buildings, there were churches, there's a clinic.
Yes.
Tapos I was really the aura of the place really got to me kasi the first thing I said to my parents when we went there, sabi ko, wow, parang feeling ko nasa seminaryo ako. But it was really calm. Okay. it was like a soothing presence, and I just really love nature and I really love looking at trees, and I especially love the smell when I first entered because I could smell the air, I could smell the flowers and everything. And
Yes.
yeah, pero that was my first impression. And the next one was when I entered the college mismo, AUPCOM.
Yes.
The first person I talked to, I think, was Ma'am Ann. She introduced us to the medicine and the curriculum and stuff. And everything was really new kasi there apparently iba-iba yung system ng AUP. It's a block system and everything.
Yes.
Tapos the curriculum is really different as well. Tapos what really caught my attention was wala daw Friday and Saturday classes.
Pero that's true. We usually weekends off tayo.
Yeah. Yeah, in observance of the Sabbath.
Yes.
Pero I think what really sold me to AUP was was not just the environment, not just the atmosphere, but I think the culture. Kasi
Okay.
one of the things they really told me was that here in AUP, we treat everyone like family. And kasi yeah, I've heard some stuff regarding kasi naturally in medical school there's some natural competitiveness and stuff, especially in the other schools. That's a given. But yeah, during our orientation here in AUP, I really realized that the culture here is different kasi we're really set out to help other people, and I really appreciate that, especially from the campus. And plus, I was really naengganyo talaga ako kasi it's a boarding school, and I'm, as a very independent person, I chose the option to stay doon sa apartment kasi yes, nasa apartment ako tapos nasa school. It was really fun, and so far the experiences have been grand.
Nice. Okay. So far, yun yung mga reasons. You love the atmosphere, you love the culture. That's why you chose AUPCOM.
Yeah, it's really comfortable here in COM.
Okay, so can you share to me the top 3 things? Since nandyan ka na nag-first year, andyan ka na rin nakaabot pa kayo ng second, kaso hindi pala no, online yung second year nyo. So what are the top 3 things that you like about AUP College of Medicine?
I think the top one, yung top one talaga is the faculty.
The faculty.
Yeah, kasi the faculty is really not your typical faculty kasi especially during my pre-med, the faculty was a bit too hard to reach, but in this time, the faculty, they're not just extremely competent, they're also very heartwarming. It's easy to open up the faculty, especially to your coordinators, and you can really see their determination to help us learn, to help their students learn. They put out extra effort just to make sure na we really understand and that we really learn and we really did what we came here to do, which is to learn and to grow as individuals and future missionaries. Okay. So I think that's number 1. Number 2 siguro, wait, everything. Nasabi ko na ba yung, pwede ko ba ulitin yung campus?
Sige, okay. The campus itself, and the third one would be?
The third one would be, ayoko sabihin food. Okay, sige, sasabihin ko na lang food. Kasi
Buti hindi ka na culture shock, no? When you were, kasi most of my classmates who are non-Adventist, na-shock talaga sila sa food. Kasi everything there is vegetarian and gluten and tofu.
Actually, super culture shocked ako the first time I came here kasi, what? Walang meat everywhere? Not even inside? Not even outside? And nagulat ako kasi walang malapit na bilihan, walang 7-Eleven and stuff, nasa baba pa.
Yes, pupunta ka pa Paseo.
Yeah. Pero it was okay kasi eventually naka-adapt naman ako sa vegetarian lifestyle. And honestly, isa sa mga favorite food ko sa COM is yung egg burger.
Yes, okay.
Yung first food na natikpa ko sa AUP, and hindi yun yung magiging last.
Now, for the information of everyone, Yaro is an MSC Treasurer. No? So lahat ng yaman ng COM, College of Medicine, nasa kanya. Unfortunately, Yaro, may compensations ba? May sweldo ba ang pagiging MSC officer?
Wala po, wala.
Wala. So see, there's no compensation as an MSC officer. Now, the question for Yara is, what made you run for office even if walang sweldo, mayroon stress ka na sa academic work, 'di ba? Maraming inaaral kahit weekend off. And
Sobra.
then marami kang events na kailangang i-facilitate at i-organize as an MSC officer. So what made you run and serve?
Nung first year kami, it was one of the most, actually, this med school, ito yung parang, this was the turning point of my, let's say, academic life. Kasi everything I did in med school, I never did before in college. I never did before in high school. And
Really?
such.
Aww.
Yeah.
So lumabas pagka-stellar mo talaga ng College of Medicine.
Kami naman yung stellar. Mas naging active, I would
Yes,
say that.
okay.
I had lots of reasons for pursuing medicine, and I already have a clear goal on what I want to do in the future, especially in my career. And I realized that in order for me to achieve my goal, I have to take as much opportunities that are available that present to me. And when I heard that MSC was open for positions and stuff, I immediately took notice and I read about the positions, different positions, because I never really had a clue on what exactly the student council does.
Okay.
I have been a college student. I've been a high school student, and always ko naririnig yung mga student councils, but I never really had a significant clue on what they actually did. But and this was the time that I realized that I really have to do something about it. I have to step up. I have to learn all about this stuff because I'm going to be a future doctor, and not caring enough about things around me will not help me grow as a person. And I really need to take advantage of chances, opportunities. So what made me run? I know na wala siyang compensation in the first place, but that was not a deciding factor kasi I would run regardless, even if walang sweldo, even if may sweldo. I think my main reason is experience.
Okay.
Kasi I am a very, very curious person. I really want to learn more about everything that surrounds me, or everything I will come in touch with. Because I know that in the future, this experience will surely help me. Not just not myself particularly, but also the people I can be in connection with. Kasi this experience will surely tantamountly produce more opportunities, more choices, not just for me, but for my patients as well in the future. Kasi I now know that the treasurer position has really taught me a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Particularly to have a really keen eye, especially with handling money. Kasi the money that I handle is very nakakalito. There are a lot of requests, there are a lot of receipts and money you have to keep in touch with, keep in track with, and it's really, really confusing. And on top of that, I really have to mix it with ACADS pa na sobrang daming babasahin, sobrang daming kailangan events na organize and stuff. But I live for these kinds of moments kasi I love the pressure, I love the challenge, I like the challenge, and I take these opportunities as chances for growth.
Nice.
And
okay.
I absolutely love the fact na this is a really difficult job. And the fact that wala siyang compensation doesn't really add insult to injury. I like it even more kasi in this way, in the future, when I get the opportunity or the chance to be able to serve a different platform, like siguro in the government position, I know what needs to be done, and I can produce more. I can produce more results in a higher performance because I have already the experience, and I think maybe that's my main reason.
Nice. So talagang 5-star plus physicians talaga ang AUP College of Medicine. You're not just gonna be a clinician pero a leader as well. So na-mention mo you have the academic pressures, no? So what are the challenges that you faced both as a medical student and as an officer of the student council? And how did you went through them or cope up with them?
I think we also have to factor in the fact na the setup right now is currently online.
Mm-hmm.
I think that added a bit more challenged for students, not just for medical students, but for all the students nationwide.
Okay.
I have to admit na initially when the online cell was introduced, I was ecstatic about it. Kasi yes, kailangan mo ng school. Sa bahay ako. Pwede ako matulog
Namiss mo na
every
bang
day.
umuwi? Namiss mo na kumain ng chicken?
Miss ko na yung egg burger. uh, I have to admit that para siyang honeymoon phase lang. After 2 months, the illusion faded. Everything went back to reality. Kasi the problem with online classes is that always ka lang nasa bahay, and I think, but that's just not the root of the problem. The root of the problem is walang delineation between work, home, and personal life.
Yes,
Kasi
that's true.
Kasi for some students, especially for me, sa higaan ka na nag-aaral, sa higaan ka na natutulog, sa higaan ka na kumakain, sa higaan ka na nag-study. So, saan ka na matutulog? I mean, paano na yung higaan mo para pantulog?
Yes, yung space mo for personal space, workspace, walang ganun.
Yeah.
Halo-halo.
Yeah, everything is coming into place. Parang it's crashing na, nakakalito na. So, it's really nakakalito and confusing, especially for me. I can't say for other students kasi maybe for some mas nahihirapan sila kasi maybe their position is a bit more harder and stuff. Pero what I can say is that's just one of the factors kasi even if hindi online ngayon, medical school would still be academically difficult nonetheless. The amount of readings you have to do is crazy. I know you can attest to this natin kasi even if you read 10 pages a day, hindi pa rin siya magiging enough kasi the coverage is just a lot. And that's one of the major difficulties I've had, academic difficulties I've had, kasi you really need to catch up with a lot of readings.
Yes, that's
You really have to read and basically add those stuff that you read into your system. Makakalimutan mo siya, ikaw rin yung kawawa. But that's the first one. The second one is how do you manage your time with reading the insane numbers of pages? Kasi, that is actually a very variable factor kasi for some people are slow readers, some people are fast readers, and that would even cause more difficulty. Personally, for me, my difficulty was that mabilis ako mag-read. So I can just skim through pages and then okay, I can say I'm done. But the problem with this method is that pagdating ng exam, okay, nabasa ko lang to. Ano nga yan?
Wala na yung retention.
Yeah. And my main difficulty was that I have to read fast kasi I have a lot of responsibilities pa. Not just with the MSC, but also with outside ACADS. We have our family problems, we have our family errands, and we have our extracurriculars, our other organizations outside the school, and that's what's adding to our difficulties. So it's really the time management and medical school itself in general. But how I actually was able to cope with this by actually not relying anymore on I think some people say na I think the most basic way people would say this is that you just have to study hard. Dati ganyan ako mag-isip, but then I realized, oh no, this is not working. I need to change this.
Yes.
So I stopped studying hard. Instead, I studied smart.
Yes, it's true. Agree.
Yeah. So some people would say na, okay, I will just focus on studying. I will pull out an all-nighter for the whole night from Saturday to Sunday. And ganito ako dati. And then I realized this is not working. I have to study much more efficiently. So instead of actually studying for 12 hours in one day, I just decided to study at least 2 to 4 hours per day. So I was able to adapt my time, and it was much more flexible that way. So I read for a given set of time per day, and then the next is so that gave me much more time to handle my other responsibilities, especially with MSC. And so I had much more time to handle the finances, to check and keep track of the expenses and the requests and stuff. So it really boils down to time management.
Yes.
And you really have to keep the pressure to a minimum. Kasi if you keep getting yourself eaten by this pressure, this non-existent pressure, you won't get anything done. I think that's what bothers most students right now. The pressure of the online setup, the pressure of maintaining their grades. You have to free yourself of this pressure and keep it at a minimum. Kasi if you keep thinking that 2 hours per day isn't gonna be enough, you're never gonna get anything done. You have to make yourself believe that this is going to be enough. You have to keep on believing yourself, and I think that's one of the methods on how we can succeed as future physicians. So basically it.
Your takeaway message mo to aspiring medical students.
Final takeaway. Okay. You have to accept the fact that medical school is gonna be really, really difficult. Before deciding that I wanted to pursue medical school, I was really hesitant about it. Kasi all I heard from all the people who studied med was sobrang hirap, hindi ko na kaya, I'm gonna give up. It was really discouraging. But that's the first step. You have to accept the fact that it's really gonna be difficult. It's really gonna be hard. Kasi that's not gonna change. You have to accept that it's hard, and you have to make yourself believe that even if it's hard, you can still do it. And
nice.
How do you know if you can actually be a doctor? Personally, for me, I didn't know. I just took the leap of faith, and I believe everyone should do that as well. Just be glad where it takes you, and that's where I am right now, second year med.
So guys, if you find yourself katulad ni Yaro na somehow doubting pa kung talagang itutuloy niya yung med, diba? Just take a leap of faith. Tignan niyo si Yaro, second year level na siya, o diba? At hindi lang siya student, MSC officer pa siya. At the same time, nag-associate editor siya nung first year. So, kung kaya ni Yaro, kaya nyo din. Thank you so much, Yaro, for sharing all your experiences and your word of advice. Talaga namang it's inspiring, especially since marami talaga nagadalawang isip if they would like to continue pursuing medicine. Kasi the medicine journey here in the Philippines is so long. Imagine mo, nasa 20s ka na, you're still studying, wala ka pang naiipon. And your advice of just push on and take a leap of faith is something very inspiring to them who find themselves in the same situation as yours bago ka mag-decide. Okay, so if you find this video helpful, or if you have any questions regarding Yaro's experience, don't be shy and comment it down below. We will see you in another video of the Road to Medicine MD. Still si Martel Vicente and Yaro Caracas signing off.
Bye!